Welcome to Reviewsly's channel. In 2026, the camera market is almost entirely mirrorless, but for many of us, nothing beats the mechanical thwack of a mirror and the lag-free clarity of an optical viewfinder. DSLRs remain the kings of battery life and ergonomic muscle memory. Today, we're looking at the top 5 DSLR cameras that are still absolute powerhouses for your photography journey this year. 5. Nikon D7500, Best Value All-Rounder. Kicking off our list at number 5 is the Nikon D7500. If you want flagship-level performance without the flagship price tag, this is your entry point. It inherits the same 20.9-megapixel sensor from the legendary D500, prioritizing speed and low-light performance over raw pixel count. Key specs: 4K UHD video, 8 FPS continuous shooting, and a rugged, weather-sealed body. The experience? It's built for the enthusiast who doesn't want to baby their gear. Whether you're at a dusty track or a rainy football game, the D7500 holds its own. What we like? The high ISO performance is spectacular for an APS-C sensor. It delivers clean images in lighting conditions that would make other mid-range cameras struggle. What people say? Users frequently praise the Goldilocks ergonomics. It's large enough for a secure grip with big lenses, but light enough for all-day hiking. 4. Canon EOS 90D, the wildlife enthusiast's dream. At number 4, we have the Canon EOS 90D. For those who need extra reach, this APS-C beast packs a whopping 32.5 megapixel sensor. In 2026, this remains one of the highest resolution cropped sensors ever made, giving you incredible cropping flexibility. Key specs: 10 FPS burst shooting, uncropped 4K video, and a brilliant 45-point all-cross-type AF system. The experience? It bridges the gap between a traditional DSLR and a mirrorless camera. Using the rear touchscreen feels almost like a mirrorless experience thanks to Canon's dual-pixel AF. What we like? The battery life is phenomenal, rated for 1,300 shots, which in the real world often means you can shoot a whole weekend on one charge. What people say? Nature photographers love the 1.6x crop factor. It effectively turns a 300mm lens into a 480mm powerhouse, making those distant birds look much closer. 3. Canon EOS 5D Mark IV, the professional workhorse. Coming in at number 3 is a legend, the Canon EOS 5D Mark IV. Even a decade after its release, you'll still see this camera around the necks of professional wedding and portrait photographers. It's the definition of if ain't broke, don't fix it. Key specs: 30.4 megapixel full-frame sensor, 61-point AF system, and dual card slots, SD plus compact flash. The experience? It's built like a tank. The 5D series has always been about reliability and color science. The skin tones straight out of this camera are still some of the best in the business. What we like? The dual pixel RAW feature allows for tiny micro adjustments in post-processing, which can be a lifesaver when you just barely miss focus on a subject's eye. What people say? Pros appreciate the consistency. It's a camera that works exactly the same way every time you pick it up, regardless of the environment. 2. Nikon D780, the ultimate hybrid. Our runner-up is the Nikon D780. If you're torn between the classic feel of a DSLR and the modern features of mirrorless, this is the camera for you. It's essentially a Nikon Z6 mirrorless camera hidden inside a rugged DSLR body. Key specs: 24.5 megapixel full-frame sensor, 7 FPS OVF or 12 FPS live view, and incredible 10-bit video output. The experience: you get the best of both worlds, a bright optical viewfinder for stills and a fast eye-detecting autofocus system when you switch to the rear screen for video. What we like? It has a marathon battery life, reaching over 2,200 shots per charge. For wedding photographers, that means never worrying about a battery swap during the ceremony. What people say? It's often called the last great DSLR. It handles like a classic Nikon, but performs like a modern mirrorless flagship when you need it to. Finally, at number 1, the undisputed king of the DSLR era, the Nikon D850. Even in 2026, this camera remains the benchmark for image quality. It's a high-resolution monster that doesn't sacrifice speed. Key specs: 45.7 megapixel BSI sensor, a 153-point AF system, and a massive 0.75x magnification optical viewfinder. The experience? This is as good as an optical viewfinder gets. It's huge, bright, and immersive. The detail captured by the 45.7 megapixel sensor is breathtaking, perfect for large-scale landscape prints or commercial work. What we like? The illuminated buttons. It sounds like a small detail until you're trying to change settings in total darkness during a Milky Way shoot. What people say? Most reviewers agree. This is quite possibly the greatest DSLR ever made. It's the Swiss Army knife of cameras, excelling at everything from studio portraits to high-speed action.